It is the anthem for watching.
Dante's Boxing Nation.
Dante's Boxing Nation. Keep watching. Keep watching.
Dante's Boxing Nation, what's going on, guys? So as we get closer to this Golovkin versus Danny Jacobs fight in March, Danny Jacobs, the underdog, he starts to open up more, and that's usually how it always works. You always hear the underdog talking more because he's the guy expected to lose. He's the one that has the uphill battle. But he said something today that I thought was an interesting admission. He basically said, and I quote, "His power is my biggest concern. But I also think people are beaten mentally before they get into the fight. So not only do I have to be physically ready, I have to be mentally ready. It's going to be a great night." End quote. Now, the main thing I want to focus on is when he says, "His power is my biggest concern." Just the fact that he said that can work for Danny Jacobs or that can work against Danny Jacobs. I think we've seen this working against the fighter when it came to the David Lemieux fight. That was a prime example. Now, when it came to the Willie Monroe fight, it actually worked in Willie Monroe's favor. Willie Monroe, he tasted Golovkin's power, and so did Kell Brook, by the way. They both tasted Golovkin's power early, and they did not get discouraged. It didn't deter them. You remember in the Kell Brook fight, Kell Brook, he was hurt worse in the first round than any other moment in that fight. And after getting hurt real bad in the first round against a natural middleweight, Kell Brook ended up doing better in the later rounds, right? Now, when it came to Willie Monroe, same thing. Willie Monroe, he got hurt early. He got knocked down with a beautiful, I believe it was a left hook by GENNADY GOLOVKIN. He got hurt real bad, got knocked down. And after that, he ended up fighting back, and he looked even better when he started to fight back. Now, clearly, if this works for you, it still doesn't guarantee you're going to beat Golovkin, because we all know Kell Brook and Willie Monroe, they both lost to GENNADY GOLOVKIN. But the point is, if you go in there with that mental stability that Danny Jacobs was talking about in that piece, then that clearly gives Danny Jacobs his best shot in this fight. What Danny Jacobs said is 100% accurate when he says a lot of fighters, they go in there mentally beat already. When they go against GENNADY GOLOVKIN, there were only a few fighters that really felt that they could beat this guy. They felt that way. They went in there with that type of confidence. But the majority of fighters, they do go in there, beat, or they get hit by Golovkin, they feel the power, and then all of a sudden, all of the plans go out the window, and they just try to survive. Once again, this is what we've seen in the David Lemieux fight. And what's so interesting about the David Lemieux fight is Golovkin wasn't even fighting Mexican style. Golovkin was fighting boxing style. And David Lemieux still fought like he was afraid. So it'll be really interesting to see how strong Danny Jacobs will be mentally. What's going to happen when Danny Jacobs gets hit for the first time with a flush shot like Kell Brook did in the first round and like Willie Monroe did in the first round? If Danny Jacobs can overcome that right there, then we have a real fight. But I'm gonna tell you right now, I would not be surprised if Danny Jacobs, he gets cracked with one good shot and he folds up. Anything is possible. Anything is possible. We're gonna see Danny Jacobs' heart tested, and hopefully we even get to see Golovkin's heart tested. Because once again, GENNADY Golovkin has never been in a dogfight. You know what, matter of fact, I take that back. he was in a dogfight a long time ago against Kasim Uma. And that was a lot earlier in Golovkin's career, but he hasn't been in a dogfight with a fighter in his prime. Now, Danny Jacobs, he's in his prime, but it remains to be seen if he can give Golovkin a dogfight. Once again, if Golovkin just runs Danny Jacobs over with no problems, this would be a very impressive win for Gennady Golovkin. And I hope to see him continue to step up in competition, because as I keep telling you guys, this is the beginning of Golovkin stepping in the right direction when it comes to stepping up in competition. So that's pretty much all I got for now, guys. I'm on to the next one.
This is Bobby, and you're watching Dante's Boxing Nation.